Woo!
So I'm back. So I know it's been a minute since I made a sports video. So what better time than now? So first I want to talk about Caleb Williams pass. I watched it live. Crazy enough, I couldn't believe it. It was one of those moments to where I got shut up because when he started running 20 yards back, I'm like, what is you doing? Like you making the situation worse, but he ended up pulling out some magic. So shout out to him. It is one of the greatest catches I ever seen. Greatest plays I done seen. The only one that comes close in recent memory is the Kyler Murray to DeAndre Hopkins catch. If you remember, it was a regular season game, though. I think it happened about 3, 4 years ago, something like that. So, when DeAndre Hopkins, I think they were playing the Rams, if I'm not mistaken, but that was a great throwing catch Hail Mary. But this happened in the playoffs, so this actually even topped that. But the problem is that they lost the game because I was telling people kept saying, oh, it's going to be a legendary catch regardless. I kept saying, no, if they don't win this game, it's going to be one of the forgotten plays. Like it's going to still be remembered, but it's not going to hold that much power or significance with them losing. So kind of just like, I forgot what game that was with Larry Fitzgerald and the playoffs went off, but they ended up still losing that game. And even like the Odell Beckham catch, the Giants actually lost that game, even though it's still famous, but over time it's like what's really the significance of it? And then on top of the fact that Caleb Williams ended up throwing the game interception, and I said Caleb Williams is looking like this generation Brett Favre to where he gonna make some crazy highlight plays. The fans gonna love him. I'm pretty sure the Bears fans love him. He exciting to watch, but them picks in crucial situations, I can see it because he trusts his arm a little bit too much, and you can see him. You can see the gunslinger in him. He do got an arm now to make that throw from almost midfield, falling backwards. Like he do got arm straight, just like Brett Favre, but you could see the some of the bonehead plays that he made through at the end of the game. Well, actually throughout the game, because I think he threw, I forgot, did he throw two, I think 2 or 3 interceptions, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he got the typical gunslinger, and you gotta take the good with the bad when it comes to that. So I mean, he definitely bought himself time. He looking like he was worth the number 1 pick. Actually, it's looking like a good draft with him, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May. It would have been interesting to see the Bears versus the Patriots and see you, of course, Drake May versus Caleb Williams. But it is what it is. But that's looking like it's gonna go down as one of the best drafts for quarterbacks in recent memory because Jaden Williams, I mean. No, Jaden Daniels, I'm talking about Jay. He ended up having a setback this year, kind of the sophomore slump, and I think he ended up getting injured at the end. But his rookie season, he won the playoff. He went to the conference championship, so he still got that under his belt. And then you could see the potential there. You see Caleb Williams, was 1 game away from going to the championship, and then Drake May is in the championship. So, you got 3 quarterbacks who only been in the league for what is it, 2 years, and they didn't already didn't won playoff games, made the playoffs already. So, and you can see the talent from all 3. So it's looking like a good draft, but. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it was unfortunate the way that it ended, but it is what it is. But getting into Drake May, so you see the Patriots hat on that I got. So if you don't know, I'm a Patriots fan. I have been since the beginning. Um, you could check all of my posts. I've been a Patriots fan since they first Super Bowl was actually my first Super Bowl watching because I'm a NBA fan. I grew up playing basketball. Didn't get into football later on, but my cousin was a huge football fan, so I never forget the Patriots versus Rams Super Bowl, the first one. Um, he had betted me. I forgot we had betted something petty because I was only, what, 10 years old, 10, 11 years old. So I forgot he ended up picking the Rams because he knew about football. So the Rams was expected to win that game. So of course he took them. He was like, "Oh, you got the Patriots or whatever." So I'm like, okay. So I remember watching the Adam Vinatieri field goal kick to win the game and won my bet. And ever since then, I kind of stayed as a Patriots fan. On top of Tom Brady being from Michigan, and then Randy Moss is who really got me into football because I was a wide receiver. I always played wide receiver growing up, and everybody know you got Moss and stuff like that. So people used to say, "Oh, I catch the ball, I dust somebody," and I'm like, "Oh, you just mossed him, you just mossed him." So I'm like, "Who is Randy Moss?" So they're like, "Oh, you got to go look up the highlights." So I went to go look up the highlights and stuff like that, and he would got me into football. You know, Randy Moss like is one of the most exciting football players. If you think football boring, you watch Randy Moss highlights, just like Barry Sanders highlights. They make you appreciate football. So I ended up being a big Randy Moss fan. Of course, I was big into Madden, starting with Madden '04. I think it's the one that I first bought. Of course, I remember the one with Vic. I think was that Madden '03 or '02. Everybody used to play, but the first Madden I bought myself was '04. And of course, I was playing with Randy Moss. I think he was on the Raiders at that time, if I'm not mistaken, being on the trash Raiders. But when he went to the Patriots in '07, '08, that's when I became like a NFL fanatic because at that time I was, what, 15, 16. So I was old enough to kind of understand sports. Because when you watch the sports at 9, 10, 11 years old, it's like you know what's going on, but you don't know what's going on. Like you don't have a full grasp of understanding of the game. Like when you get a teenager, it's when you really understand, okay, what's going on, all of the calls and stuff. So it kind of lined up perfectly. So that's when I really became a fanatic. And then I watched every Patriots season, every game after that. So yeah, so with this going on with the Patriots, I just want to say it's crazy because I always said after the Patriots won their last Super Bowl against the Rams, I watched them literally win 6 Super Bowls. Most people never get to see their team win one Super Bowl, let alone two or three. So the New England Patriots fans is definitely spoiled for sure, more spoiled than any other fan base. And I always said that if I don't get to see the Patriots win another Super Bowl, I'm okay with that because I done seen enough. So, and I'm thinking that they not going to win for a long time. I'm thinking that they're going to be rebuilding. I expect them to have some good seasons, but to go to the Super Bowl and win, and now it's not over. They could lose to the Broncos, which I'm about to get into, but. They did. It's been 8 years, so it seemed fast, but then it don't seem fast. Like people been saying, like it is kind of a quick turnaround, but then it have almost been a decade since they won their last championship. So time goes by fast, but it goes to show, like they say, like organization matter, coaching matter. I just heard Shannon Sharp say that because Vrabel came in and they literally um, went 10 games. Made a 10 game difference. Now this team is better. The moves that they made in the offseason, Stephon Diggs has been the #1 receiver. It showed that he was a good pickup despite him being a diva. He know how to play football. Then they had got the dude from the Eagles, Mark. I forgot his last name, but he been a good player. Then of course Drake May has gotten better from his rookie year. He has learned. So players are starting to age and get better, so it kind of all came together. But I will give Mike Babe Ruth a lot of credit because he is a player's coach. You can see, like they say, he wait after every game and shake every single last player hand, and he's an ex-player, so you could tell he's a player coach. So the players really get up to play for him more so than Gerard Mayo. Now, I was a big Gerard Mayo fan. He was a great linebacker, but he didn't have the experience, of course, because Vrabel at least got the experience from the Titans, and he had some good seasons with the Titans, and he was the Titans coach for some years, so he more like equipped and ready to take over the team. And then of course Bill was just everything runs its course. Everybody runs their course, and that's kind of what happened with Bill. And then he got wrong with Mac Jones, even though I know Mac Jones is playing better now, but he didn't have Drake May. But then Bill problem is not getting weapons, not drafting offensive players. He always had the defense good, but offense he just couldn't figure it out. And then I feel like players respected Bill, but they didn't have that love for Bill like Mike do, like Vrabel is. He's a player coach, meaning like the players like him. He probably cool, hang with them. Bill is just the coach that you fear, like because Bill is basically. All right, I'm gonna play good because I know he'll cut me. Like I know he'll trade me. If I mess up this play, I know that I'm going and I want my job. Vrabel is more so, man, I want to win for him. I want to impress my coach. Like, there's a big difference there, and that definitely matters. So, yeah, so, it's a quick turnaround. My opinion, because I've been talked about Drake May, because I'm a wait and see. We definitely not comparing them to Brady. We need to get that out the way. Let's nip that in the bud. He's nowhere near, like we're not even going there, especially unless if he win the Super Bowl, then the talk's gonna kind of come because Brady wouldn't happen to win the Super Bowl his second year, so it's gonna be kind of ironic and the comparison's gonna start. But we'll talk about that then because he still got two more games to go. But of course, dude is he's a starting quarterback. He's a good quarterback. There's tiers and there's levels to this. There's the cream of the crop, the Brady, the Mahomes, the Mannies, the Aaron Rodgers, the Drew Brees, the tier A or tier S, whatever you want to say. Quarterbacks that once in a lifetime generational type, and you don't know that for a while. But then you got the great quarterbacks that's starting like this dude is great if he has the good team around him, or if things go right, he can win you a Super Bowl. A la maybe like a Kurt Warner, even Kurt Warner was because Kurt Warner was never right like in the Brady, Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes tier, but he was the right level below that. Basically, like this player can win MVP and can win you a ring, but they not like the greatest in the greatest of all time type of conversation. So that's like a Kurt Warner. Who else can I think of? I would. Really kind of like the Lamar Jackson, even though I think Lamar Jackson is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He just ain't been able to pull it together in the playoffs. And that's another thing too. The separation from regular season greatness and postseason greatness, like they say, it's hard to have both. That's when you talk about the greatest of all time. That's when you talk about Tom Brady, who got three league MVPs and then championships, or a Joe Montana who got league MVPs and championships, or Patrick Mahomes. That's why people hate on Patrick Mahomes. And I'm one of his biggest haters as a Brady fan because I hated when they was comparing them. But you can't deny his resume. Dude already got with two, three MVPs and three rings. So it's like you in three Super Bowl MVPs, like he's already a first ballot Hall of Famer, top 10, top five quarterback of all time if he stopped right now. Like you can't deny that because most players don't even have that resume. So um so I feel like Drake May is he in that tier. Like I always say about Jared Goff, living in Detroit, being a Lions fan, like Jared Goff is a starting quarterback. He deserves to start. He's a good quarterback, kind of like a Matt Ryan. Um who else can I think of off of the top of my head? Like they great starting quarterbacks. They not backups. They deserve to start. Um, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Maybe even like a Ben Roethlisberger. And I know a lot of people love Ben Roethlisberger. You can tell me he's top 15, but Ben Roethlisberger never won even Super Bowl MVP or was never close to winning the MVP. But he put up great numbers and he deserved to be a starting quarterback, kind of like Matthew Stafford. Besides this season, now if Matthew Stafford probably is going to win MVP. Then if we do win another ring, we talking about Stafford about to be a top 10 quarterback of all time. Like I've been telling people, the Lions actually ruined Stafford's career. And I was one of Stafford's biggest critics on the Lions, but I can't deny they done got him off the team and now he been thriving ever since and got a Super Bowl ring and about to have an MVP. So Stafford, it might be slowly trending to that. Now, of course, he not Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or Mahomes, but uh, I mean, like I said, he's gonna be a top 10, top 15 quarterback of all time if he win the Super Bowl and the MVP this year. So, because your his numbers was already always crazy with the Lions. So the only thing he was missing was winning. He wasn't known as a winner, and now he doing that. And then he got the talent. So it's like you can't deny Stafford because he got one of the best arms. Then he gonna have the winning resume on top of the stats. So, but anyway, so Drake May, he's a starting quarterback. I'll give him that. He deserves to start. He has potential to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. 'Cause like I said, he's either gonna win MVP or be second in MVP. Probably gonna be second because I was looking at the numbers. It's impressive what Drake May did, and the Patriots do have a better record. And they do go by record, but Stafford got 15 more touchdowns than Drake May do. And I think he got more yards. So it's like 15 more touchdowns. It's gonna be hard not to give it to Stafford. If it was a little bit closer, then yeah, then they both got the same amount of interceptions. So that's gonna be close, but for him to be in the MVP conversation this second season, dude, the truth in his future look great. Long as he keep working, and this is the difference between Tom Brady and a lot of quarterbacks is that is he gonna keep improving every season or is he peaking already? Like people hoping Jaden Daniels didn't do. Like you hope the person don't peak early, then to start to decline. Some people feel like that with Mahomes, but that's gonna be remain to be seen because Mahomes do come back from this injury and his second half of his career kind of lackluster. Maybe he win one ring or none. Then it's gonna be like, yeah, he kind of peaked early and that was it. So a lot to be seen. But getting into my Super Bowl prediction, because I know this video starting to get long. Um, they should now. The Patriots should win next week. And this game is going to be big on Drake May because the Broncos' strength is their defense, and they're going to rely on their defense heavy to win this game. Like if the Patriots lose this game, it's going to because Drake May didn't turn the ball over or somebody didn't fumble. Like this is a big game for Drake May to step up, and they going to be away. Then we know Denver altitude and all of that. So it's not a gimme for the Patriots, even though Bo Nix is out. But they favorites. I think they're like 6.5 favorites. Like the Patriots should still win this game because you got a backup quarter. Like, 'cause for one, Bo Nix is not like even Drake May, Caleb Williams. Like Bo Nix is not there yet. Like he haven't solidified himself as he's that guy. Like he's like Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May. They the guys. Like they gonna be starting for the foreseeable future. Bo Nix could still lose his job. Like he just been good enough this year to get Denver along while they relied on their defense. But now that he gone and he wasn't even a great quarterback, you got to think about how good is the backup. And just so happened the backup, Jared Stidham from the Patriots. I know exactly who he is. He never really got the a big chance to start and show himself. He was an all-right quarterback, but he fits more in the backup role. Now, this is his chance. Maybe he steps in and do some Sam Darnold. I forgot the order of the quarterback. Maybe he stepped in and this can really revolutionize his career. But I, the problem is that the reason why I don't think it's happening. I'm going with the Patriots is for one, it's a short turnaround. Now, in a two important game, now if this happened during the regular season and he had more time to get more reps under his belt and everything, then yeah. But he only got a week to because I know they said he been there, he know the system, but it's different when you ain't taking no reps. Like, cause Bo Nix was taking all the reps during practice. It's gonna be his first week taking all of the reps with the starters, and then there's so much pressure. You talking about you throwing him in with one game to go to the Super Bowl? Like, he gonna feel the pressure. Then the fans gonna be on him. Like, it's a lot of pressure on him, and I don't know if he's ready for that. Then he playing the Patriots, and you see how the Patriots defense made CJ Stroud look. And Mike Vrabel is a defensive guy, and he's good. And the Patriots going back from Bill Belichick specialized against, well, rookies, but inexperienced quarterbacks. So I don't see Mike letting a backup just come in and dominate him like that. You never know, but I just don't see it. Then, like I said, we gonna see if Drake May and come through because it's gonna be on him to see if he shrink under the pressure because that's the thing to where we can't compare him to Brady because it's a different animal when you get into these championship and these Super Bowl games when everything is on the line. Even though I know everything was on the line this week, but it get intensified as the game go along because you that close to it, so you can feel it more. So. We gonna see, but I am gonna lean towards the Patriots. The Patriots should win this game, even though Denver has always been the Patriots' kryptonite. Brady has struggled in Denver, so it's historical things. But the backup now, if they had Bo Nix, I would give Denver way more chance. But for them just to throw in the backup in a short week, and then I didn't like Sean Payton play call last week. Like he made some horrible play calls. I really don't trust him as a coach. He's a great coach. He did his thing with Drew Brees, but towards the end, that's why he ended up getting fired. Or I forgot something. I think he had to resign or something happened towards the end. Like I'm not completely sold on Sean Payton. Even when he had Russell Wilson, like the drama, like I'm not completely sold on him. So um I'm going with the Patriots to make the Super Bowl, which is crazy to say, but I did not think the Patriots gonna be back in the Super Bowl this soon. And then the NFC is looking tough. I want the Rams to win because I'm a big Stafford fan. I'm rooting for him now that he got out of Detroit, my Aquarius brother. And I like Stafford. I like the whole team. Of the Rams and stuff. And he got two wide receivers. That's what happened. You get Stafford, two wide receivers like that. It's a wrap. So I want the Rams to win. That way the Patriots, of course, I'm rooting for the Patriots, but if the Patriots do lose to a team, I'm okay with it being Stafford, the Rams versus the Seahawks, because that yeah, the teams look completely different, but they still gonna be breaking up the Malcolm Butler interception. That's all you're gonna see during Super Bowl week if the Seahawks and the Patriots make it, and it's gonna be looked at as a revenge game, even though both teams is completely different because it's been 12 years because yeah, that was 2014. Time be flying, man. No, time be flying. But yeah, so I want the Rams to win, but I think the Seahawks can win. The way they demolished the 49ers, they demolished them boys something fierce. So I'm like looking like them boys ain't playing this year. So mm, and it's gonna be in Seattle. It's gonna be hectic. I knew they split during the regular season 1-1. I believe in Stafford and that they can do it, but I'm leaning towards the Seahawks because they just look too dominant. They was the number one seed and then they just destroyed the 49ers. And the Rams struggled. They barely beat man, I can't believe I just literally just watched the game. Oh, the Bears, who we just talking about, they barely beat the Bears. So I'm leaning towards the Seahawks. And then we got the Patriots versus the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. This is where Drake May is gonna be made because the Seahawks defense is for real number one seed. I want to see it. Like if Drake made that dude, and if he the future and the next time Brady he gonna have to show it. Even if they go against the Rams, he gonna have to show it because if they go against the Rams, it's gonna be a shootout. For Cause you know Stafford gonna put his points up and put pressure on him, and he gonna have to outdo Stafford. So Drake May, yeah, yeah, you better be ready for the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna lie. If it Patriots versus Seahawks is my first initial pick, of course I want the Patriots to win. I believe that they can. I believe that they can. I'm leaning towards the Seahawks though, like taking my fandom because I'm making objective picks. Like, of course, I want the Patriots to win. I believe that they can win. But if I'm betting and had to put my money on it, I would go with this. I would go with the Seahawks. Because they just look at too dominant. Of course, it's gonna matter how both look this coming up week, and then it might be an injury. So of course my pick might, of course, change, which I'll probably make a video after the championship game because you never know somebody might get injured, and they change the whole look of the Super Bowl. But for right now, I'm gonna go Patriots versus Seahawks. Now I'm gonna get a slight edge to the Seahawks with my hopes of the Patriots winning, and I'm out.